Are we ready to begin then, ladies?
Yeah, you could.
Are we sure? Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a public hearing we're going to be holding. We actually have two variations under consideration that we will tell you about, and then we'll have a question and answer if anybody would like to speak. First of all, do I need a mover and a seconder for this? No, I didn't think so. Okay, the motion, the purpose of the hearing is to hear any representation from the public with regards to Variation Order 06-2015, whereby an application was received to permit 15 signs from the permitted 2 and to permit sign surface area of 690 square feet from the permitted 64 square feet per business. So I would, if anybody would like to speak either for or against it, this is a perfect time to do just that. Alrighty then. Let us move along to variation number 07-2015. The purpose of this hearing is to hear any representation from the public with regards to variation order number 07-2015, whereby an application was received to vary the established requirements to permit the construction of a fence to be used as a retaining wall to separate a commercial development from a residential development. And again, if anybody would like to either come forward either in favor of this variation or opposed. Sometimes this is a difficult job.
Does it not state the increase from the front end of the house to the...
Sorry, I didn't see that part.
Yes, I mean, that's why we're here, because it wasn't stated properly.
Leave in there with 86 this time? No, it's not that it wasn't stated this way, it was wrong.
It didn't go with the side and the front.
But it had nothing, it had zero to do with your guys' property at all.
Okay, let's just, we'll hear from Jen here.
Side fence height from 6 feet to 8 feet, and from the front of the house to the sidewalk from 3 feet to 6 feet.
I just had a quick question. I don't know who this goes to, but to be used as a retaining wall?
Yeah, it's right in the zoning bylaw.
Yeah,
Word
okay.
came from the
Yeah.
zoning bylaw.
Any other comments? Okay, then we will adjourn the public hearing. And we will then move on to... are we doing council or committee of the whole first? Okay. Oh, we lost our crowd.
I know.
Gee. Okay, I will call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. For October 20th, 2015. I need a resolution, item number 2, to adopt the agenda.
Moved by Councillor Rock, seconded by Councillor Zelensky. Resolved that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on this matter? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried 6-0. Okay. Item number 3, confirmation of minutes. Need a resolution for that.
Moved by Councillor Rock, seconded by Councillor Zelensky. Resolved that the minutes of the public hearing of September 28, 2015, the regular council meeting of September 28, 2015, and the committee of the whole minutes of September 28, 2015, be hereby approved, all statutory declarations having been complied with.
All right. Any discussion on these items? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. And understand you've already signed these, Councillor Moore?
Yes.
All right. Item number 4 is citizens' period. We lost our crowd. You guys any? Okay. Then I will move along to item number 5, bylaws 5.1, waste bylaw.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Moore. Be it resolved that bylaw number 4534, being a bylaw of the Town of the Pond to provide for a waste management system and to repeal bylaw number 4492 be read a second time.
All right. Any discussion on this? Did I read this correctly in the bylaw that we were going from a 2-bag limit down to a 1-bag limit? Did I read that in here?
No.
I did not, eh? So if I find it in here and I read it out loud, it's not so. The town shall provide services to collect household waste from all family dwellings. Household waste which is picked up at the rear. 1 bag is allowed to be placed out of the collection without a tag. This may be varied to include garbage that fits in 1 container or 1 24 by 36 inch garbage
It's
stand.
2 bags, it's still 2 bags. The only thing that changed is your fees.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at 3D here.
Okay, I'll have to take that back.
Does anybody else want to read that and see if I'm reading it wrong?
No, I'm reading it the same.
I would just withdraw third reading for now.
Okay, so we'll withdraw this at this time, and
What's that? Yeah, this one you can go ahead, and then the next time we just don't do third reading.
okay, very good. This is second reading, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then third reading will be as amended.
All right, then any other discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? I'm okay to vote in favor of the bylaw. I just want to get this changed before we do third reading.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
not doing third, it'll
So
be
don't-
as amended.
as amended for the third.
Okay, hold up.
So we're voting in favor?
I'm not voting in favor of any amendment until I see it, right?
That's why you do the next one.
If it goes, each container, each additional waste container will require 2 tags to be placed on the handle? Okay, so that's going
Yeah.
from like one free bag, and
Yeah.
the next one is.
Okay, I just-
use 2 tags instead of 1. Okay, no,
We're not doing a third reading tonight, though.
No, you're not. That's
There we go,
correct.
that's what I wanted to
You are
find out.
not doing a third reading tonight. Your third reading will be at your next regular meeting, and
Gotcha.
it will be as amended.
Got it. Okay, so second reading then. Again, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? Very good. Are you in on this?
What are we on?
This is on the waste bylaw?
Yeah, I'm for it.
Okay, 5, 1 opposed. It's carried. Okay, very good. 5.12 is put off, right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. We'll move on to committees then. 6.1.1.1, arena training.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Morris. Whereas the arena has been short-handed 2 employees since April 2015, whereas these positions require the refrigeration ticket to have been posted and no one qualified has applied, and whereas Kelsey Adult Learning Center will be offering a 12-week program to obtain the refrigeration ticket, and a letter of interest went out for internal applicants. And whereas the money allocated for the 2 vacant positions has been used up in overtime, leaving no money for training, therefore be it resolved that the 2015 surplus in park wages be used to cover the wages for training for 2015.
Is there any discussion on this item?
Do we know what the amount of dollars we're talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, that would have been in the last memo that Eric had when we brought this to the table.
Which is the tag, I believe.
Excuse me. I'm just not 25 anymore.
Only at heart.
Because it made
There's
it
no
say
dollar amount
surplus- Surplus, but surplus which underfunds the position. In
Got an
reality,
email.
we need,
No, that's not his. He brought this to the last meeting, remember?
It'll be in
An attachment. If you go back into your last meeting, it should be in there.
the lots committee and the meeting.
Yeah.
I think it was like 25,000
Yeah.
or something.
I remember reading that. I think that's the number I read. Okay, well, I guess I'll look it up then, right?
If you go, go to
Yeah.
the last committee of the whole.
September
on the
28th, Committee of the Whole.
It's just a
Even if you go back in the minutes, it should be in the minutes.
Information from Maintenance Director, Arena Training.
that doesn't have.
There's no dollar figure on this form either.
We got an email.
I know.
Come on.
sometimes with it.
There wasn't.
That's not how we do business.
Maybe if you look in the minutes from the 28th, it might be in there.
Okay.
There's no amount in the minutes.
Is this something we can look up and solve here, or do we want to put this off too?
Do you want me to go look at the memos that were in the last one? Because Eric did bring it to the table. We were all aware of what the number was. I just don't remember what it was.
Well, we need to find out because the councillors asked for the amount. I can't even find it in the minutes.
Shall look and we'll continue.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just, okay. Just a moment, I'm sorry, I'm stuck in somewhere in September, I just got to get out. Council.
Stuck on agendas.
Yeah. Okay. Let us move on then. 6.2.1, staff recognition, years of service.
Moved by Councillor Rock, seconded by Councillor Zelinski. Resolved that council adopt policy SR-9072, being staff recognition, years of service. This is a policy and procedural manual change, and basically we've given staff recognition through service awards for some time now, but the proposal here is to change the policy to reflect the intent that for the years of service, the value per year be $20 per year, so 5 years would get $100, 10 years $200, 20 years $400, etc. And it better reflects the council's feeling with regard to recognizing staff.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question, and all those in favor? Those 6-0. Okay, 6.3.1, skate park monopoly game.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin Commodore, be resolved that council authorize the purchase of the naming rights in the amount of $500 for the town of Paul Monopoly game, being a fundraiser for the skate park. Be further resolved, money being expended from the community enhancement reserve fund.
Sorry, sir. Thank you.
All right, any discussion on this item? Hearing none, oh, sorry.
Well, I speak in favor of the motion. I think it's good in this case because it's a game that gets the town's name on it, and it's about the town. It has benefit to us, so it's certainly worth a $500 investment.
Okay, anything else? All those in favor? Opposed, if any? 5-4, 1 against, it's carried. All right then, 6.3.2, property taxes.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Commodore, be it resolved that council authorize the second notice of additions and cancellations to the 2015 real property roll as contained on the listing from the Intergovernmental Affairs Assessment Branch dated September 18, 2015.
Thank you. Any discussion on this item? Hearing none, I'll call a question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried, 6-0. Okay, 6.3.3, tax sale.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Martin Commodore, whereas service of first notice of tax sale auction could not be effected on all property owners within the time frame prescribed in Section 367, Part 1 of the Municipal Act, and whereas pursuant to Section 369, Part 1, Subsection C of the Municipal Act, municipally may adjourn the auction of all properties offered for sale For be it resolved, the town of Pollard adjourn the tax sale scheduled for November 21st, 2015 to March 17th, 2016. And be it further resolved that adjournment be posted in the municipal office.
Okay. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, I'll call the question then. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. Um, 6.3.4, decision-making for council's workshop.
Moved by myself, second by Councilor Allen. Again, resolved that council authorize Councilors Morris and Rock to attend the decision-making for council's workshop hosted by the Association for Manitoba Municipalities in October 2015 in Winnipeg.
Okay. Any discussion on this motion? Councillor
Just by way of comment, being one of those that attended this, the phrase I took away from that whole meeting, which was with regard to the legal process when we make decisions, and the phrase was defensible decisions. And that was all about knowing and understanding your authorities and everything that goes into the decision you make, and making sure you have it when you do it.
Okay.
So I learned something.
Defensible decisions are very important. Anything else?
I just
Yeah.
want to say, as the other counselor who attended, that as a new counselor, like, it was very informative, and I took a lot away from it. It was more about, like Brian said, defensible decisions and talking about who scrutinizes you and what they scrutinize you for, and making sure your ducks are in a row and make decisions so that you can back them up.
Okay. Anybody else? Very good. Then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. It's a little late. All right. Then we will move on to 6.3.5, audit request for proposal.
Okay, moved by myself, second by Councilor Allen. Again, whereas in accordance with the Municipal Act, audit services must be tendered every 3 years. Therefore, be it resolved that council accept the audit proposal submitted by Colin Barrell, HNA LLP, to provide audit services to the town of Paul for the years 2015 to 2017 inclusive, at a cost of $29,500 per year plus applicable taxes.
Any discussion on this? Audits aren't free. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. All right, we'll move now down to 7.1, variation 06-15, signage at McDonald's.
Whereas the town, moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Zelinski. Whereas the town received a variation application and council held a public hearing on October 20th, 2015. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve variation application 06-15 submitted by Priority Permits Limited to vary the established requirements to permit 15 signs from the permitted 2 and to permit sign surface area of 690 square feet from the permitted 64 square feet per business.
Okay, it's obviously from the hearing we held earlier today. Any discussion on this variation?
Just that we received, I guess, their blueprint for their signage, and while it sounds like a lot of signs, pretty much every little place that they have the golden arch, meaning their drive-through menu, all of that stuff counts as signs, so it's not as exorbitant as it sounds, I guess.
Okay, we'll take the vote then. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It's carried. Variation 07-15, fence at Fisher.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Zelinski. Whereas the town received a variation application and council held a public hearing on October 20th, 2015. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve variation application 07-15 submitted by the IBI Group to vary the established requirements to permit the construction of a fence in the front side yard from 3 feet to 6 feet and the side fence from 6 feet to 8 feet to be used as a retaining wall to separate a commercial development from a residential development.
Okay, any discussion on this item? Hearing none, I will then call the question. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? It is carried. we go back to 6.1.1.1.
I couldn't find it. I believe it's in the vote locked up right when I can't get the vote.
Okay, so then we'll table this too.
Sure.
Well, then someone's looking for an answer.
Yep.
Yep, okay, so we'll just table that. I'll put that over there. All right, citizens period.
What's the score in the Jays game? Just kidding.
All right, then I will go and ask around the table how things are going. Chamber of Commerce, Councillor Commodore.
Yes. We had a meeting on October 14th. There wasn't too much going on that day. We have a new member, Krista Tooley from the Paul Renewal.
TPCRC?
Yeah. And she was actually our guest, and she became a member, which is really good. It's always good to have one more on the seat there, and she is very informative on what is going on in the town. Small Business Week, there's nothing going on. Scotiabank was maybe going to do something, there's nothing there. Other than that, we're getting ready for the Citizens and Business of the Year, which will be held November 26th, Thursday, at the Wascana. And if anybody's looking for tickets, we'll be having them. And also, people can get their nominations out for their favorite person or their favorite business. It's good PR for the town, good PR for businesses, and very, very positive that we have people that think highly of a person or a business. And that was total what we did.
Great, thank you very much. Sustainable Forest, Councillor Rock.
There's been no meeting since my last report.
Okay. Citizens on Patrol, Councillor Zelinski.
Yeah, we had a meeting there a couple weeks ago. Talked about a lot of the same issues that come up with Citizens on Patrol. The summer was a busy summer with a lot of vandalism and that sort of thing, so we talked about that. We talked about the public forum that was held over the summer. Talked about gaining some new members and that sort of thing. It sounds like they're going to be doing some advertising and that sort of thing, but nothing groundbreaking. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Recycling, Councillor Commodore and Councillor Rock.
Actually, that was rescheduled, so it will be the 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Councillor Rec, Councillors Gibb and Morrish.
No meeting. It's next week.
Community Renewal Corps, he's not here. Library Board, Councillor Zelinski.
Yep, there was a meeting at, no, there's been no meeting. There's a meeting right now in 5 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good. Now, this is the first meeting that I chaired since we've gone to this new system of doing council and committee of the whole. So I noticed that on the agenda, item number 10 is committee of the whole. Do we just go to that agenda now, or do we adjourn this meeting and open up a new meeting?
Adjourn this meeting and open up a new one, I think is what we did.
You adjourn this meeting.
Okay, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that
Very
motion.
good. Done. Thank you. Okay.